Hello, everyone from Chelsea Fan TV. I hope you're all doing very, very well wherever you're watching from on this fine Tuesday, sort of late afternoon. Listen, slightly earlier stream than usual, but if I can do it earlier, I generally try to. Got work in hour and 20, so quick little stream and then off to work for me. Same for you as well, Kev, or?
Oh no, I've had a couple of days off. Just
Oh, you're a part-timer.
oh no, mate. I like to think I am. Yeah, I've had my wisdom tooth out yesterday, so if I start talking
Oh,
like a
did
bit,
you?
yeah, if I start talking a bit weird today, it's because my mouth's full of saliva. So just bear with me. Yeah, I had it out yesterday at 11 o'clock. A painful experience. But feeling a lot better. Talking a lot more clearly as well. So yeah, I ain't got no session. I got one session tonight. I think it's 8 till 9. Apart from that, I'm free today to get a bit done.
Hey, big up to you, Kev. Big up to you, man. I haven't actually had my wisdom tooth out, to be honest with you, but I've had plenty of stuff done to my teeth, mate. I've had 4 teeth taken out when I was like 11. I've had my teeth drilled last year, root canal. So
Oh yeah.
I know how it is, Kev. I know
Oh, it's horrible.
it's not nice, but you've just got.
I've had pain in the side of my mouth for a couple of years, and it was right down the corner here, and I never realised I actually cracked my wisdom tooth, which was then cracked into my nervous system, into my cavity, and it's one of them pains where it was like it came on for a couple of weeks, it left for a couple of months, and came on, and then finally I thought, you know what, I'm having it out. And yesterday I grew a set of balls and had it out, and horrible experience. Big, massive red screens going pulling my face, yanking it out. Is horrible.
Do that again, Kev?
Nah, no thanks. But yeah, feeling a lot better than that excruciating pain of staying up all night with paracetamol will be gone now. So yeah, hopefully get the better of me because I'm getting a good night's sleep for once.
There you go, mate. There you go. Big up to everyone that's watching as well. I hope you're doing very well. We've got over 150 in total over X and YouTube combined. Alex saying the Westview tickets have gone up. Listen, mate, we told you this. You want the ticket, buy the ticket. It's not going to get any cheaper. That's the reality. These things only get more expensive the closer you get to it. Big up to you, Stephen, as well. Good to see you, Stuart. Good to see you, mate. Big up to Mark as well. We have seen the show. We'll definitely highlight that in a second. What's this new 3 striker thing I'm seeing online? I have no idea what you're on about. Do you know what that is, Kev?
What's the new 3 striker thing I'm seeing online? I haven't got a clue.
I haven't got a Scooby. We'll figure it out. I mean, if someone can like update us, then we can figure it out. At least I'm going to the Leverkusen and Milan game. Yeah, that's mate. It's better something than nothing. 100%. These Wisdom TV painful fuck get pain free soon. There you go. Nice message from Stuart.
Thank you, Stuart, man. Big up yourself, man. Thank you.
Hey, listen, it's what's done is done. You know, it's not it's never nice, but you don't have to do it twice. So once it's done, it's done. Right, we are going to get straight into it, people. But listen, if you are watching this and you haven't liked the video, please do. It just helps support the channel and shows us that you are enjoying what we're doing. We've got just about 60 people on YouTube. Let's get straight up to 30 likes. If you're on X as well, you can smash the like button on there. Let's get up to at least 50 on X or a retweet as well. Even better if it's a retweet. Basically, some fans don't want to sell Jackson as they think we need 3 strikers. Fair. I agree. Fair play. No problem with that whatsoever. Do you have a problem with that, Kev?
This is my issue. I am all for keeping Jackson. I think there is going to be a top striker there at some point. It hasn't happened in the last couple of years. Hasn't done himself any favours in the Club World Cup. When the only 2 negatives I can speak about is when he could have squared the ball to Cole Palmer and he got sent off. It seems to be Jackson. If he wants to stay and he knows that his third choice and he's going to work hard to get up the packing order to be the first choice, I'm happy with that. he's going to stay around and he's going to sulk and he's going to moan and he's going to unsettle the dressing room, he's got to go. So if it's down to Maresca to obviously have the conversation with him and say, look, we've given you opportunity for 2 years, hasn't worked for you. We've strengthened the front line. Are you happy to be third choice for now? If he agrees to that and he comes and works hard and improves, it's a good choice. If we keep him around and he moans and sulks, it's a bad decision. So it's down to what he wants from the club. If we get rid of him, I'm sure he'll go to another team and progress, because I feel like the pressure at Chelsea is pretty high. If he went to a mid-table team, he'd be the main man. He'd probably do well, but I think he's had enough chances to prove himself, and it hasn't worked.
Go to Man United then.
Yeah, Man United would probably be. Obviously, they just put a bid in for Benjamin Sesko in there.
I think they should get both of them. If they, take what you can get if you're Man United. But again, people have got to say yes as well, haven't they? It's interesting as well. David Ornstein. There was a big article on the Athletics. It wasn't just David Ornstein. It was, I think, a number of people contributed, and it spoke about Delap and Yorkeres and obviously Benjamin Sesko, and basically clubs who aren't. I think really it's Newcastle and Man United seem to be the main ones. If one of those teams doesn't get Sesko, then we're not looking at an awful lot of options. And then Nicholas Jackson seems to be one of the names on that list of strikers. I say strikers, I mean there's not many of them that could be an option for either Newcastle or Manchester United. Probably more Man United, if I'm honest, than Newcastle, unless obviously they keep Isak. He's 24 years old. He's always available, which is one of his biggest strengths, and he's been pretty consistent for Chelsea in terms of what you can expect from him. You can get 10, 15 goals a season. Difficult to break that 20 mark. And looking at Delap and João Pedro coming in, it's going to be difficult for Jackson to accept after scoring 30 goals in 81 games for Chelsea, not being able to have the same opportunity that he's had over the past 2 seasons. So I do think there's a really good opportunity for a club to come in for Jackson. I think he'd probably be keen if he knows his future isn't really, well, he's not going to be a key part of what we're doing. So I mean that would be certainly an interesting factor. It says a lot of top clubs would benefit from signing Jackson. He has one of the best abilities on the break, according to the Athletic. Last season saw a 7-year high of 112 Premier League goals scored from counterattacks, and Jackson was one of the best players at initiating those in the league. So his ability to collect the ball in deep areas and surge up the pitch sets him apart. And according to advanced data provider Photovision, he led the division for counter-attacking involvements via ball carries. Now, that's something that, to be fair, we don't really speak about enough. But you know who one of the next best players is, Kev, in that particular part of the game? Do you know who one of the next best is? Like in terms of carrying the ball from midfield up and countering.
Great. Tell me once again.
So Jackson's one of the best in the league at
as a striker or as a midfield?
As a striker, yeah. So his ability to basically carry the ball on transition is one of the best in the league. Guess who one of the other best players in the leagues are? One of the other players that's
I'd say
right at the top. You're correct. You are correct. So, I mean, it's not bad, is it? It's not bad.
This is what I said to you before about we signed similar kind of players. With Delap, he likes to be involved. Same with Jackson. I just wanted an out-and-out striker. João Pedro is more of a striker who wants to be in the box, but Delap and Jackson do the same thing for me. With Delap, though, you're getting more, but you're getting a better attitude and you're getting better end product. Simple as that. So, yeah, it doesn't surprise me that Delap's on that list as one of the ball carrying midfielders. He likes to be on the half turn and the halfway line and getting in behind. He's that kind of striker, isn't he? So yeah, with Jackson, yeah, it's up to him now. It's on him. If he wants to stay and fight and get up the pecking order, good for us. But if he's gonna stay around and be like Nkunku and get the opportunities and Saul can make the what's it called, the I'm back.
Yeah, you went away for a second, mate.
Alex,
just repeat what you said.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, a bit of a lag there. I was saying if Jackson wants to come and fight for his position, I'm up for that. But if he's going to sulk like Nkunku and sit on the bench and
Nkunku hasn't sulked, mate. He hasn't sulked. He literally came back and performed well in the Club World Cup. I tell you who sulked, man. I tell you who sulked. João Felix and Vega. They sulked, and they're not a part of our project anymore, mate. They're not a part of our project.
Is Vega gone now? Is Vega gone?
No, that deal didn't go through in the end. It would have been a good deal for us. So I wouldn't have another. To be honest, this is the beauty of it, Kev. We send Vega on another loan. We collect another £5-6 million loan fee, whatever it is, and then you just sell him for £5-6 million less. And then you've made the transfer fee that you wanted to get in the first place, and you haven't had to pay any of his wages out. This is where the 7-year contracts are great. We are in such control of everything that's going on around this player. And it's a fucking great profit, whatever happens, because we only spent about 13, 12, 14 million on the guys. So whatever you make is going to be profit. It's just a case of how much.
Yeah, we'll have to see about that. We'll have to see. But my concern is having the quality players that we've brought in firing. I feel like Jackson and Nkunku and the players, they've had the opportunity last year. It hasn't worked. So if the opportunity came for him to push them and get them out, I think it'd be time. It's not like we haven't given them a chance 2 seasons and they haven't come up with the numbers. We've obviously replaced them with more stronger players that suit Maresca's style of football. So yeah, unfortunately, Jackson needs to be one of them players that may be shipped on, but we'll see. I'm more concerned. Well, to be honest, we've got to get into the transfers. A lot of transfers came out. A lot of players went yesterday. But
we're going to get into all of it, Kev. We're going to. I mean, I did do a stream last night about that.
Being one of them. A lot more players. A lot more. Yeah, we'll see with all that. Let's see if Clearlet can get them all gone. Wow, what's going on here?
What do you mean? What do you mean? What's going on here?
Someone ran. Wait there. Let me disconnect from. Am I back on now? Yeah.
You were always on.
Oh, was I? Sorry, man. It was a green screen come up. I think it's my missus rang my WhatsApp. Sorry, brother. I apologize. I apologize, but yeah, it's all good. Yeah. Let's continue.
So this is an interesting sheet. I'll be honest with you. And when I saw this today, this is on the Athletic, guys. Who has spent the most in the Premier League so far this window? Premier League transfer fees spent and received in this window. So you've got Liverpool in first place in terms of spending, 252 million, and then Chelsea next on 240. Arsenal 192, City 153, United 131, and then it just gets lower and lower when you go down the list. So, hey, I mean, we're certainly spending a lot, but the crazy thing is, and this is where it's quite scary, in a good way, is look at how much we're able to sell, and out of the selling teams, I mean, Liverpool are on 114 million. We're on 136. Who have actually sold more than us?
Nobody.
No one, mate. No one. The closest team.
And we've still got Liverpool. More players to sell.
It's mad.
That's the thing.
We've still got absolutely mad.
still got Chilwell, we've still got Viega, we've still got Sterling, we've still got Jackson and Kinku, Isasi, Badiashile. The list goes on and on and on and on. There's still probably about 150 to 200 million pounds worth of assets left to go. Easily.
That's the thing, man. We have generated so much revenue. And I don't even know if this includes like Ugachukwu and Broha and Dewsbury Hall. I don't know if that I presume it does, because this article come out after.
It's not because they're not completely yet. They're just agreed.
They're not official. Oh, well,
yet to complete
okay.
That's
right. Oh, well, in that case, then that number's just gonna.
Ugachukwu is more or less across the line, but I wait till it's on the Chelsea website first. It's not fully confirmed yet. It's confirmed on Fabrizio Romano's pages. Here we go, but it's not fully over the line yet. So I don't think these numbers are countable. The 136 million. I don't think they're counting the fact that we still got 30 million pound for Dewsbury Hall and 30 million pound for Ugachukwu as well to add on there. So that brings it up to 196 million. Just shy of 200 million pound taken in. That's good business, man.
That's exceptional. That's great business. Unbelievable. We are the best. We're not quite there, actually. No. You need maybe another season. We're not better at selling than Brighton. We're not better at selling than Brighton. You have to admit we're not better than Brighton at selling, but we're fucking good. I mean, we're right up there.
Yeah, my argument is though, it's not like we're selling academy products. These players have been brought in a year ago, 2 years ago, and we're hardly making any profit off them. So what's the point in even buying them in the first place, bro? This is my argument.
True. That's not true.
Looks good.
That's not true.
The majority of the players that are being sold were brought in by Clearlake.
Yeah, but hang on a sec. We bought Madueke for 29 mil, sold him for 48, guaranteed 52 if you want to include everything. We're not making a loss on João Felix if you include the add-ons. Petrovic, 11 million pound profit. Broha, pure profit. Amugu, well, technically still Blue Coat player, so I probably wouldn't really look at him. And
that was a loan deal.
No, he's gone, mate. Is this permanent?
Was it? Sure, it was a loan.
No, he's gone to Strasbourg for 12 mil.
See, this is what I'm saying. I'm not.
And Ishe Samuel Smith, mate, we made 4 million on that deal. I think it was about 3 or 4 million we made on him. Bashir Humphreys, 12 million pound profit. Dewsbury Hall haven't really lost money. Ugachukwu probably have lost a bit, but it's not like, generally speaking, Kev, 9 times out of 10, what we're doing is profitable. Okay. And yeah. It's good, mate.
Yeah. Still got Sterling to get off the books. As well, though. He's obviously definitely going to be a loss. Yeah. But yeah, you are right. You are right. The majority of the signings that they've brought in, we have made slight profits on them. But I don't see why we put ourselves in this position to have to stockpile a lot of players and then getting rid of them all, like just getting them gone within a week. It's just a bit amateurish, This is not a Chelsea kind of thing, where we taking on average players and just getting them gone after a season. We need to just keep that money and just put them into good players instead of just messing about. Obviously, Xavi Simons and Garnacho are the next two players that we're started to bring in. If we never had to got rid of all the players this last week or so and still got players to get rid of, maybe we would have signed these players a long time ago. So this is my argument. Well, why are we signing these players like Disasi, Badiashile? None of them have worked. So I'm not completely happy with the players that we're getting rid of, because I think it's myself, why are we signing them in the first place? That's my argument. But yeah, they're doing it obviously for a reason. They're making profit. So yeah, that's the reason why. Simple as that. They're making profit.
Fair. I'll just go through a couple of comments here as well on Nkunku. CFC Gamer says he's rubbish. In life, No Limit says we need to stop regarding some players as backup. The gaffer wants a big squad to choose different players for different game plans. That's a very good point. Teddy says Nkunku's been professional. His form just dropped. Gabrielle says, I think Nkunku did sulk and was our patient when he returned from nearly a season out injured. Shano says he's a world-class player in the right system as well. What else have we got? We are very good at selling players. There's nothing there. Nothing wrong with what you said there. Donna says, Alex, I came to your chat like a loyal subscriber, but would like a loyal subscriber and member would, but you aren't talking to me. Mr. Alex, I'm a bit offended. Well, I'm so sorry I've offended you, Donna. But I mean, I've got to talk about the news as well. I can't spend the whole time talking to you, but I'll always interact when I can. But look, it seems like you've made friends in the chat anyway, Donna, like Shano. So you can swipe each other on Tinder while we're talking about the rest of the news. Don't forget that the loan fees for some of the players we sold, that's additional profit. That's true, or revenue. Some of the players were signed under Vivel. That's true. Chelsea, big mistake was not paying Rudiger his dues and a nice contract since then. Koulibaly for Fana, the Sassy Badishu and a couple of SARS and others. I mean, in fairness, it wasn't actually Chelsea's fault. I mean, the real issue was the government, because they were the one who put us on a freeze. If it wasn't for the government, we would have absolutely renewed the deal with
Christensen as well, wouldn't they?
Well, Christensen wanted to leave. I mean, if I'm being honest, he wanted to go. So that's different. But I think that Rudiger would have renewed. To be quite honest with you, what could have been? What could have been, mate?
Yeah. But like I said, I'm just hoping that they just don't continue this model, because it's they're making hard work. When I looked yesterday and I seen how many players we're getting rid of, bro. All these players have been bought within a year or 2 years. I just don't see the point. Yeah, there is a point to it. It's profit, but why would you stockpile all these players and make the squad and the Cobham such a? It's not going to be a nice atmosphere having all these players that are not in the plans just there hanging around I'm hearing that Sterling's back at Cobham now. Like this guy is horrible. Like, he's an Arsenal player. What is he doing at Cobham? Why are we signing these players? But Disassy's nowhere near. Where's Disasy gone? What's he gonna do now? He's nowhere near the plans. So yeah, I just hope that we don't do it again with this stockpiling the players and selling them on. It just doesn't make any sense, and it's not a Chelsea model of doing things. But yeah, that's a negative. I'm sure they are working very hard right now as you speak to try and get rid, because we've seen yesterday that it was Monday, 3 players already at the club on the first day of the week. So it's good signs that they are actively trying to resolve the situation.
I mean, we're moving quickly, Kev. You cannot deny that. We're moving at speed, mate. Like, if anyone's unhappy with the way we're doing business, I don't see how Chelsea can do much better in the time frame. Like, we're not rushing, but we've got an urgency about us. We're not panicking. It seems like we are in control, mate. And that's what you want. You want to be in control of these situations.
Yeah. On it. Like I said yesterday, you look on I think Fabrizio Romano's page. Here we go. Like, there's three Chelsea players in one day, and there's still more to come. Like, we've got Chilwell as well. He's another player. There's so many players that we need to get rid of. But yeah, there's still another 3-4 weeks left. They need to work very hard to get them off the books, because we just don't want these players around the Cobham. We don't run them around the, There's a good feeling around the club at the moment, a positive feeling, a winning feeling. We don't want negative people to rub off on what we've got right now. So let's hope the board members can resolve it.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Right, where do we start, Kev? Do you want us to start on incomings or outgoings?
Incomings. Positive. Let's be positive. Yeah, incomings.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's look at it like that. Well, some people wouldn't say this is positive, but why not? So we've got two players we're being linked with still. Garnacho is one of them. The other one is Xavi Simons. We'll talk about him after. Chelsea aims to move forward with Alejandro Garnacho. Conversations with the players' entourage taking place. They will meet again this week. The player wants to join the London club. Again, like I've been pretty vocal, I'm going to have a conversation with Lewis. We'll probably have a debate with him about Garnacho. Because Lewis hates Garnacho with a passion. The guy just despises him. And I've always been very clear. I didn't want us to sign him in January, but I've always been open to signing of Garnacho at a lower price. And I feel like this is like an opportunistic signing. I would have never signed Jadon Sancho for 40, 50 million, but I was happy when we had the option of 25. And then we decided we didn't want to pursue that as well. I mean, what a great loan deal that turned out to be. It was the best thing we could have asked for. And with Garnacho, it's just one of those situations where he is arguably Manchester United's most sellable asset. So, I mean, you have to look from a United perspective. Obviously, they want to try and raise funds. They're looking at spending, 85 million for Sesko or something like that. Something ridiculous. And they've got to raise some funds from somewhere. And an extra 10 million for Garnacho, if we're looking at a deal from 30 to 40 million, like you can understand why that deal is so important to Man United. But this could be a situation where, honestly, I think Chelsea would happily walk away if it's not the right price. But if Man United need to raise the funds, they need to accept that they messed up in January. They should have accepted Napoli's bid, which was a very fair bid. I mean, that was about 45 million in January. And ultimately, now they look like idiots because nobody's going to pay 45 million. And I think that they won't get any more than 40 for Garnacho. And I have to say that I do think 40 is still a little bit of a stretch in terms of what I want to spend on this player. But anything from sort of the 30 million pound mark, 35 is sort of where I'd like us to max out. I would be okay with. I'd be pretty happy with it. I don't think it makes our squad worse. I think it makes it better. And also, in fact, let me just get your thoughts on that, and then we can go a little bit.
I'm still on the fence with it. I'm 50-50 with it. You hit the nail on the head, Alex. If we're going to pay more than £30 million for him, absolutely no chance. If we're going to get him on the cheap, why not? He's still fairly young. I feel like if we can get that Garnacho who came onto the scene a couple of years ago, when he was scoring bicycle kicks and Ronaldo was saying he was the next big thing and everything else, if we can get that Garnacho back, it could become a good signing because, like I said, that first season of the Garnacho, he was a brilliant player. Obviously, under different managers, it hasn't quite worked out for him, and he's obviously now been made, maybe redundant through service at United. So if we get the right price for him, I'm happy to get it across the line. But that's the only reason why. If we're going to pay over the odds for him, I just don't see what he's bringing. Obviously his attitude's not the best. Every time I've seen this guy, his work rate is shocking. I just feel like when you've got Neto and you've got Play at Palmer and these workhorses that want to work back and help out the defense in transition, Garnacho's not that player. But can Maresca get the best out of him? It's down to coaching. Can Maresca build him up again and say, look, this is the way we're going to play. If you're not going to work, it's not for you. So these are decisions that need to be made before we sign him. But as I speak right now, going off the player that I've seen the last season or so, I don't feel like it'd be a good signing. But who's to say that we can't rediscover his form from a couple of years ago? That's my thoughts on Garnacho.
The thing is that a lot of people look at Garnacho and they just look at this season under Amorim. A lot of people are very short-sighted. And by the way, I don't have an issue with that to an extent. You could say I was short-sighted with Maresca. But I think that you have to try and look at the big picture. You have to try and look at this. And I mean, my thing with Maresca was always, it's not just what I'm seeing now. It's like, well, what have I actually seen? And we'd never seen him manage anywhere, right? So what do you have to judge apart from Leicester? But we've seen Garnacho play for United for a couple of years now. We have seen him progress. We've seen him improve. But ever since Ten Hag's gone, he's gone downhill. I actually think even this season, when I watched Man United games, when Ten Hag was still there, Garnacho looked like one of the bright sparks. And to be a bright spark in that Man United team is not an easy thing, which is why players like Bruno Fernandes, to be quite frank, I don't know why the hell he's still at that club. Fair play to him. I actually respect Fernandes for that, because that's a really tough environment. That's a tough atmosphere. And we're talking there about an established international in Bruno Fernandes, who's ready-made. Who's ready-made. Garnacho is someone who needs to build himself up, get to that level. And how can you expect yourself to get to a certain level or a certain standard as a player if your environment is not right? And the footballing side is totally relevant because, you can't deny he's had a worse season this year than last year. But how many times have we seen players have a poor season and bounce straight back? Like, I don't want to compare Garnacho to Hazard or any of these other guys, but we saw Hazard have a shit season and then win the league. We saw Costa have a shit season and win the league. Like, players have bad moments. They have bad moments. And if that is because of them as individuals, then that's fine. That's absolutely fine. But you can't tell me that the whole Man United situation is because of Garnacho. It's not. In fact, my argument would be the situation is probably worse for Garnacho because of Man United and everything that he's surrounded by. Maybe he's a player that, okay, he's not a leader. We're not bringing in Hato, who's captain of Ajax, who I'm sure lifts any dressing room that he goes into. Some players need a little bit of leadership around them. Where do you see leadership at Man United? Where do you see quality? Where do you see positivity?
They've got experience. They've got experience, right? Like, just let's be real. He's got.
I'm talking about leadership, not experience.
Casemiro leader, Bruno Fernandes leader, Harry
and Casemiro's been good. He's been crap.
Yeah.
Been crap. So you talk about leaders all you want. I mean, you can have John Terry on the pitch, but he's too old now. So I mean, that's experience, isn't it? It's irrelevant unless players are performing. That's the reality. And I'm not saying that there aren't leaders in the team. Obviously, there are.
I'm looking at the
do you look at that dressing room in Manchester and see it as a better environment for any player than Chelsea? And the answer is no. You get less scrutiny at Chelsea. You get less media attention. You're able to play a more offensive style of football because you've got better quality players around you. You play Champions League at this club. You're already a club which is, quite frankly, back to where it should be as a win now club, whereas United have been thinking about 15, 20 years ago and never really looked forward. It's always been about, oh, look what we did. So I'm looking at Garnacho and thinking this is a player who can genuinely take some steps forward at Chelsea. Like, I'm not here advocating that we need this guy. For the right price, I've got no problem. I've got zero problem with signing Garnacho.
I'm feeling, looking at it from a business perspective as well. You think he's a massive player in Argentina. He's Argentine international. He's going to get shirt sales. He's going to get shirt sales in South America.
Fuck's sake. Is that all you're thinking about? Shirt sales, Kev?
Yeah, I'm trying to think how they be thinking. You sign him for cheap. You're going to get a lot of money
for shirt sales, Kev. They're not signing him for that.
I just feel like you can't lose out on him. I think this signing is literally for profit. That's it.
Well, this is the other thing, Kev. If you're paying 30 million, you will sell him for a profit. Yeah. It's just like, it's a no-brainer.
You'll make money on him.
Yes.
He comes and he does well. If he comes and he does well next season, that's going to lift his price tag by 30 million straight away. So you're looking at a 60 million pound player.
Easily.
With him being, with him having a Spanish passport, you never know. A team like Real Madrid or whatever. You just never know.
Has he got a Spanish passport?
Yeah. Yes.
How did you know that?
I know everything, brother. My IQ.
Oh, God. Here we go.
Yeah, he holds a Spanish. He could have played for Spain or Argentina. He comes in, he does well, he gets some moves. I don't know. I just feel like this sign is literally, there's got to be something behind it because it clearly isn't on his form, clearly isn't on his attitude. So it's got to be on something else, and that's got to be money. It's got to be.
Shano says, Alex, we waste money on Baby Lurch. It will turn this transfer window from a solid 7 into a 3. For me, a pointless signing. Shano, I have to say, by the way, 7 is harsh as hell. Really? What do we have to do to make this window better? We got exactly what we needed in the defensive aspect, cover for Cucurella. We have more depth in midfield. We have depth in the wings. We got 2 strikers. We've offloaded many players that you wouldn't think we'd be able to offload. I mean, who honestly thought we'd be able to get the kind of deals that we've got for Broha, for Dewsbury Hall, for João Felix, for Madueke, for all those players? Who would have actually genuinely put money on that? Not many people. I think we've really defied the odds with a lot of the business we've done. We've been collecting loads of cash, Daisy. I'm doing very well, mate. Very, very well. I think that's very harsh, man. I think that's really, really harsh. He ran his heart in games I saw him play, and he had a lot of defensive duties under Ole and Ten Hag. And now Amarim put him in the doghouse, and Ahmad is Amarim's boy. By the way, I will say this: I really like Diallo from United. I think Ahmad is a really, really good player. So I actually didn't think it was a bad thing that Diallo was getting game time. But again, like, I think the environment. I just think the environment will be totally different. You know, sometimes like Kev, you've been to school, and I'm not saying you've been bullied. I don't know if you've been bullied, but kids might have a bad experience at one school, and then they go to another school and they've got loads of friends. It's just how it goes. You just need a different environment sometimes. And guess what? When you change schools and you go from a shit one to a good one, probably your grades will get better. You'll get better marks. You might start playing more sport. Like, it will have an impact. And I don't think it's much different at a football club, especially going from Man United. I've always said, like, the most toxic football club in the world is Man United. I would say in the Premier League, if we're looking at toxic football clubs, United again top. You'd probably say over the past sort of few years, I'd probably put Everton and West Ham in that bracket as well. Those for me are probably the 3 most toxic clubs that are out there. Arsenal, when they're bad, they're toxic, but actually they've been all right for a few years. So yeah.
Yeah.
Do we think we can get a front of shirt sponsor before the Premier as we've shortlisted the final 3? From what I've read, it seems unlikely, but we'll have to see.
I don't think we'll even get one again, man.
No, we will.
I really don't.
I mean, it's just a matter of it's just about when. Tell me the logic. We have Gittins and probably Simmons for a left winger, and Neto can play there. Why would you spend 40 mil on a third option? Spend this money on a top goalkeeper. By the way, I am totally with you on the goalkeeper. I'm totally with you. But my 2 options are now no longer valid. My options were Manyan and Petrovic. I was very excited for Petrovic, but we've decided to sell him. So
I've been hearing a little bit of talk about Donnarumma.
We're not going to spend the money on Donnarumma, mate. We're not going to do it. Again, we'll probably just see if he lets his contract run out. And I think there's a good chance he does, because it's come out that he is very picky and will only accept the right offer from the right club. And PSG already have a first team goalkeeper. Basically, Donnarumma's happy to just sit on the bench for a year. That's basically what they've come out and said.
I think we'll just hang
not
on.
Not happy, but like willing to sit out the season to get the right move.
I think honestly, right now, as smart business, just give Sanchez one more crack at it, even though I think he doesn't deserve it. Even so, people that say, "Oh, he had a good Club World Cup," that's not enough. What about the other 2 seasons where you've been dross? Give him until January, and then you can get Manyan for free. It just makes sense financially not to spend 25 million on a goalkeeper when you can get him for free. Just makes sense, doesn't it? So I think that's why I don't think a goalkeeper is our main target. I think it was Xavi Simmons, and I feel like we're probably going for another centre back.
That's fair.
For me personally, I don't know of any centre backs. But obviously we'd have to probably shift a couple on and by the shoulder RC. We've obviously got Fofana coming back, but is he reliable? I feel like we're already 2 signings away, and I feel like we can compete. But Xavi Simmons has to be the main one. If we get a Garnacho, I'm sure he's just going to be back up to Gittins on that left and probably centre back. But I don't feel like we're going to go in for goalkeeper. There'd be no point in going for Manyan now when you can wait a few months and get him for free.
That's fair. That's fair.
Just be patient with it. Just be patient.
Luke says, for a low price, I don't see the issue. We can easily sell him next year. United are a shit show in general. Sancho, Rashford, Garnacho, Anthony, seemingly the player's fault. I mean, look at Anthony. Different environment, fucking balling out. Not saying he's good enough for Man United either, by the way. I'm not saying that, but clearly there's an issue at that club. There's a fucking problem. There's a problem. And it's like a curse. United is cursed, mate. So I believe that. I think that we've got a genuine opportunity here. I mean, that's just my opinion. So, I mean, Kev, just going back to the whole Garnacho thing. I mean, is that a thumbs up or a thumbs down from you? I mean, are you willing to accept that transfer?
I'm like this in the middle.
Yeah,
because I'm not stupid enough just to go off a player's form, because we all know form is temporary. Form is temporary. If we can, like I said, get the form from a Garnacho 2 seasons ago when he burst onto the scene, I am all for it. But the last year, it's been shocking with him. Like I said, I want to repeat it again. You don't post a picture of your rival's shirt on with Rashford who's left. That's just a total disrespect.
That is crazy, isn't it? That's
crazy. To your club. If you're going to do it at one club, you'll do it at another club. Simple as that. And Leopard doesn't change his stripes.
I have to agree with you on that. I've always been big on loyalty, mate, and that's one of the reasons I'm not a fan of Fofana. Yeah. Because people give me all this stuff, but the guy was open to leaving for Marseille. Said it. I just thought that was out of order. It was wrong, and the way the way forces moved from Leicester as well. If Real Madrid came calling, the guy doesn't give a fuck. That's the way I see it, honestly. Plus, he's injury prone. So I don't know, but I definitely think there's a point to look at with that post. I mean, that was a representation of Garnacho.
Look at it from all angles. It's going to be for profit. It's going to be for something rather than football. Remember, these board members are not stupid. They are, they're clued up. I feel like we say, get that chart. It's just going to be for either shirt sales or it's just going to be for profit. It's going to be bring him in for cheap, build him up, give him the confidence, and then he puts on £20-30 million on his transfer fee. That's it. So from a business perspective, it makes sense, but from a squad and a player perspective, it doesn't make no sense because we've got Tyreek George who's better than him. I feel like Tyreek George is better than him. I feel like Gittins is better than him. Simmons is better than him. So he'll be coming in as your fourth choice left winger. Does it make any sense? Neto can also play there as well. So it can't be for footballing reasons. I really can't see it being for footballing reasons. For business reasons, it might not be a bad signing. Okay,
let us know if you agree with that, guys. No formal bid has been made to RB Leipzig yet for Xavi Simons. Chelsea do have other players on their wish list for these roles, including Morgan Rogers. So his name has come up again. This is a player that, to be quite frank, I think if we had to choose, I would certainly pick Morgan Rogers over Xavi Simons. But we know why Xavi Simons is a preference. I think it comes down to the cost of the deal. You're going to save 20-30 million pounds. I mean, that's just the long and the short of it. So when you can see a saving of that amount, and if Xavi Simons performs really well, that value will go up from 60 to 70 to 80. Yeah. He then becomes profitable as well. Can you say the same thing with Morgan Rogers? I don't think so.
Morgan Rogers, the only difference is you're paying 20-30 million pound extra for someone he's proved himself last season as being one of the best up-and-coming attacking midfielders in the Prem. Simple as that. Xavi Simons had a good year in Germany, but a lot of players have a good time in Germany and come to England and struggle. So you're taking a bit more of a risk on that one. Look at that Florian Wirtz last night. Did you see his performance last night? His massive price tag on 20 minutes. You lost the ball 12 times.
Who lost the ball?
Florian Wirtz for Liverpool.
Oh, did he? Right.
Lost the ball 12 times in one game. So any player that comes from Germany,
but hang on a sec, mate. I mean, what are you expecting? He's not Jorginho. He's trying to create.
Yeah. But like, no, he had the ball took off him 12 times. Not lost.
It's a preseason game. I wouldn't look too much into it.
Of course. But any player that comes from Germany doesn't really do well, bro. It's known facts. I cannot remember the last player off the top of my head that's come from Germany and done well.
At Chelsea or just generally?
Anybody, for any team.
Haaland?
Oh, that's just one in a million. That's one in a million. Ireland's built for the Prem. He was built for the Prem. The physicality, he's got that. For Chelsea or any team, I can't think. So whichever Simmons, it's a tiny risk because I still feel like he can come and do well. But if you go in and get a Morgan Rogers, you know that he's already proved himself. He's just going to come slot in. He's going to slot into a manager that you already knows. He's going to slot into players that you already knows, a league that you already knows. It's less of a risk, but you're paying a bit more. So that's the only difference.
Fair. I mean, me personally, I don't think that the Leipzig deal is going to fall through. I think that could be a deal that happens later on. I think the Garnacho is another one that could happen literally on deadline day. So, I mean, there's still plenty of time. I think we've got like another month, right? Is it a month until deadline day? When is deadline day?
June. No, end of August. It was 4 weeks. 3 weeks, 3 and a bit weeks.
Transfer deadline day is the 1st of September.
Yeah,
damn,
3 weeks.
Not long at all. So I wouldn't get too carried away with, thinking that Chelsea have got to move extra fast. I mean, we've moved pretty quickly, and I'm happy with what
people saying in the chat that Xavi Simons does collapse. That's what they're saying.
It's not collapse.
Nah, I don't believe that for a minute.
It's not collapsed. It's just that you believe it will collapse. I don't believe it will. I think the only reason it will collapse is because of Leipzig, not because of Chelsea. If Leipzig are willing to negotiate, then it will happen. If they're willing to lose them on a free, fair play to them. Honestly, fair play. I don't have an issue with that. It's absolutely fine by me. Don't have an issue whatsoever with them losing money on that deal. Okay, let's talk about Anselmino. He'll be sent on loan. Lots of teams in Europe have made inquiries. We did think maybe something would happen with Strasbourg. He got brought back early from his loan spell he obviously bought him from Argentina, and we loaned him back to the club that he was playing at. And then we brought him in January back to England so he could get used to the environment, the English culture, and just being around Chelsea. It is a big step for any young player when you change from basically a lovely culture where nice food, nice weather to the cold, wet that is England. But you learn to love it after a while. You learn to love it. And I do think that listen, he needs a loan move. He needs some experience. And I'm sure he'll find something, whether that's abroad or domestically as well. I mean,
Spain would be the closest thing because the language barrier. Obviously, Argentina, Spain, Spanish. I can't see any Premier League teams coming in for him. It'd be Spain. Spain would be a good way for him to build experience and get used to the European. Well, Spain's a different culture, isn't it? But the European kind of way of doing things. I haven't seen anything of him though, but I've seen the highlights. He looks a good defender, but we've got too many defenders in front of him. There's no way he's going to get a look in. So, yeah, a loan move will be good for him to build him up and probably look at him in the next season, see how he's done.
We'll see. I mean, I think he certainly needs some game time. Another player who needs game time if he wants to progress is Jorgensen. Apparently, we turned down an offer from a Champions League club for Philip Jorgensen, and I don't know who it is. Nobody knows who it is or how much the offer was, just like nobody's coming out with information about the Broha transfer. We're hearing about 20 million, but apparently that number's never going to become public information. So for one reason or another, they want to keep that one quiet. I don't think that Chelsea will accept a deal unless, again, it's profitable for Jorgensen. We've got a number 2 that we seem to be happy with, and he signed a long-term deal. We are in full control of that. Doesn't really seem like there's an awful lot left to talk about, apart from, you know, if you want something to be done about this, you're going to have to just bid a little bit higher.
Yeah, another point to sign them if you're going to sell him straight away. It's frustrating, man. I just.
Why is it frustrating? We turned the deal down, Kev.
Yeah. But if we do sell him, I just don't get. Yeah, there's profit, but I just don't see why we're doing it. Just put the money into players that are going to be here for the long term, and then do the profit thing after. You know, we're just wasting time, wasting energy into players that ain't a part of the plans. That's my concern. I haven't seen too much of Jorgensen. I've already seen him in cup games. Pretty good shot stopper, but he made a few mistakes playing from the back. Not all of it was his fault. Sometimes I feel like we're playing to him and putting him under pressure a few times. But let's just hope that he stays and proves himself. Because look, he's up against Sanchez. It's not going to be hard. It's not going to be hard to get that number 1 jersey if he comes up with Zoom. Because we all know Sanchez is going to have a fuck up at some point. Jorgensen comes in, if he has a good season now, he takes the number 1 jersey. So it's all up to him now, isn't it? I feel like it's too early to be getting rid of him. We have not seen too much of him. We've seen him in the Europa Conference League. I could have probably put Dion in goal for most of them games. And he would have done well.
For those of you who don't know who Dion is, that's Kevin's son, who's 10 years old.
No, he's 8. Yeah, so I could have probably put Dion in goal for most of them games, and he would have done well. So I just don't see the point in getting rid of him. Get rid of him now, he ends up being a worldie. Like a bit like Petrovic. You know, Petrovic goes to Bournemouth next year and has a brilliant season and ends up going to a big team. I feel like we need to give these players that we scouted more of an opportunity rather than sell them after one season for £5 million prof. Just doesn't make sense to me, bro.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that.
Not making sense.
Tyreek George, I see a lot of people in the comments asking about what's going on with Tyreek George. Chelsea are talking with Tyreek George's representatives to figure out the best option going forward. A straight loan is still a possibility, but Chelsea will not consider any proposals, including an option to buy. So if any team wants to loan George and have an option to buy, a bit like we did with Sancho, then Chelsea are not going to accept that. A permanent sale is being discussed, but Chelsea would like to include a buyback clause and a sell-on fee, which is going to make it a little bit difficult to agree, on a higher fee for some teams, because that is going to push the price down. But I was saying this earlier, Kev. I mean, if Broha's going for about 20, then you'd probably rate George higher. So that's 25 to 30 from that valuation. But I would say if I was just looking at the player on his own, I'd say 15 to 25.
Looking at potential, 30 million, but from experience plus game time last year, £20 million. But same with George as well. Like, if we're going to get Garnacho in, when you've got George, who had a better season, why are we getting rid of George? You know, they know more than us. You know, I feel like Garnacho, you're going to get more profit for him in the long run. But I just, from a footballing side, you've got a player that's come through the ranks. He loves Chelsea. Just have him as your second man instead of Garnacho. But yeah, 15 to 20 million pound for Tyreek George would be reasonable. But I'd probably put a buyback clause in there. You never know. He goes to Germany, absolutely smashes it. There's got to be some sell-on clause or a buyback clause we can put on, because I think it's only a matter of time before another Premier League team will come back in for him, and hopefully we get a bit of money from that transfer further down the line.
I like George, but I totally understand why he wants to leave. I've got nothing against it. I respect it. It's the only thing we can't offer him, mate. We can offer him a lovely contract. We can offer him probably a pay rise. We can offer him, a place at his boyhood club. But we can't offer him game time. We cannot offer him game time. So that's the harsh reality of the situation. And I think people just have to respect it. Not really an awful lot more to say apart from that. I hope that George settle something, and I hope Chelsea get a good deal from it. But we'll have to wait and see. Me personally, it's a bit of a. It's not that sad. It's not like a Hudson-Odoi or a Ruben Loftus-Cheek. I don't feel the same way as that. But, you know, you always feel like any player who grows up through the ranks, you want them to do well. And if they get moved on or want to leave, it's a bit like what could have been, you know.
We've got rid of so many graduates, bro, that you can go down the list. Tammy Abraham, there's about 20 players over the last.
But he's not better than Tammy Abraham. He's not better than. He's not better than
Christensen, another player that we got rid of.
He's not better than he's not better than any of them.
Youth prospect. There's loads. There's Tyree Lamperty gone to Brighton. So many players that have come through the ranks that we've got rid of, and it's just profit on the books, isn't it? Private Jaws hasn't even had a handful of games yet. He's had probably 7-8 appearances last year. Not enough to suggest that he's going to be a top player. But yeah, he showed glimpses of it, but you know, not enough. So yeah, I am all for selling him. But yeah, let's be smart of it and put at least a sell-on clause or something like that. So if he does improve and fulfills his potential, we get a little cut of that as well.
Smash the like button as well, guys. If you haven't done it, we're about to round out the show. We're going to finish off with this little expert here about some of the players we're trying to sell. We appreciate everyone watching as well. If you want to subscribe to the channel, keep updated. You can also become a member of Chelsea Fan TV to show even more support. We appreciate whatever you do. Big up to all of you. These are the players that we are actively working on according to The Athletic. Sterling, Chilwell, Vega, Chukwuemeka, Disasi. We want to get their situations resolved before entering the final week of the window. Kev, out of those players, you've got 5 players there. Which players will we sell and which players will we not even sell, offload, and which ones do you think that will fail to get rid of?
Chilwell and Sterling will be difficult. I think Vega, Chukwuemeka, and Disasi a lot easier because the wages they'll want from other teams is not going to be as high. Sterling, you're looking at America or Saudi Arabia, and Chilwell, it's going to be difficult. I feel like Chilwell's probably looking at a loan again. Sterling, we can't loan him out again. He needs to get off the books. There's 320 grand a week that we could be shifting on. So you're looking at Saudi, or if no one comes in from Saudi or USA for him, he's going to be around Cobham as well. But the other 3, I feel like we can get rid of pretty easily. And even if we make a loss on them, just get them off the books and get them out of the squad because they are not a part of our long-term plans.
So do you think we sell all of them, or do you think any of them go on loan?
I think Sterling needs to be sold. I think Chilwell could be.
They all need to be sold, but I mean,
yeah.
Do you think that we will sell all of them, or do you think that we'll have to loan?
I'd like to think we sell all of them, but if we do, it's another question, isn't it? Like I said, Chilwell and Sterling are going to be difficult to shift because the wages. Viega, Carney, and Disasi, they'll definitely be sold. I think we can sell them pretty easily.
I think that we will loan.
And I've just seen that with Lavi as well. Add him to the fucking list if he's injured again as well. Bloody hell.
Yeah. Sad. That's not good.
Add him to the list as well because, man, I'm not going into the 3rd season of Lavi playing 5 games. As much as I think he's going to be a world-class player, just don't need it on me. He's not fit enough, mate.
It's like a catfish, isn't it? Looks so great.
Lavi is actually the bollocks.
Yeah, but all right, fine. All right, fine. Let's just do it like that. Like, she looks amazing when she wears makeup. She only wears makeup 5 times a year.
But she could be good at other things. Could be a good cook. But yeah, I can see where you're getting. I see where you're getting to even. But man, if he's injured again, the guy doesn't even play. He doesn't even play to be injured. So how is he getting injured? Is he getting injured just through training? Is he getting injured just through fucking driving his car to Cobham? I don't know, bro. For me personally, we cannot continue to have him on the books, bro. I said the same thing about James. James seems to have turned the corner, and jinx touch wood, fingers crossed. I'm not jinxing him here, but Lava, no excuses. The guy who's played, I think it's 17 games in 2 seasons, bro. Not good, man.
No,
not good.
It's not good, mate. It's not good. But listen, I mean, we'll have to see what happens, guys. Really appreciate everyone watching. If you have been watching for the full show, big up to you. If you've just joined as well, appreciate your time. As always, we will be back tomorrow with another show, probably in the afternoon, if I'm honest, again. So I look forward to jumping on with that. Kev, you're more than welcome to jump on if you'd like.
Yeah.
Apart from that, guys, appreciate everything, and we will catch up very, very